Nigerian Navy and Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and to also determine whether they are in accordance with their specifications in the contracts. Are we together? 3, to investigate the actual amount of money spent by the Deep Blue contract, and D, to investigate any other matter relating to the contract and report back to the House of Representatives. Because part of the mandate of this committee is to equally certify whether the platform purchased by Deep Blue contract through the Ministry of Transport as well as NIMASA is in line with the specifications of those contracts upon which it's been awarded. Our own is to do the job of protecting the taxpayers' money, to ensure that money spent by institutions of government are not mismanaged and platform procured are done according to specification.
The federal government has been challenged to invest more in renewable energy solutions to run the economy. The Ondo State Deputy Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa, during the commissioning of NextGen Energy Hub in Ibadan, said the hub will deliver clean energy solution while leaving lasting economic, social, and environmental benefits. Anu Akomolafe has details.
On behalf of the Governor of Ondo State, Arakure Oluwaruti Odunayo Akeredolu, I hereby commission this laudable project, NextGen Energy Hub, to the glory of God and for the benefits of humanity. In the name of our Father, Amen, and of the Son, Amen, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen. Several Nigerians across the country are currently witnessing poor power supply in the past weeks despite increase in tariff. According to Nigeria Rural Electrification Agency, only 45% of Nigeria's population is connected to the energy grid, while power supply difficulties are experienced around 85% of the time and almost non-existent in certain regions. In a bid to address this, the MD CEO NextGen Energy, Engineer Uka Ibe, said NextGen Energy forayed into the renewable energy industry to tackle the high cost of power with auxiliary support and provide alternative energy during this trying time.
As if the fuel crisis was not debilitating enough, the grid electricity supply worsened. I know most of us don't have lights in our homes now. Yeah, that is. People abandoned the comfort of their beds and kept vigils at petrol stations. They could not power their gasoline electricity generator for household and business purposes. You will agree that many Nigerians wish they had alternative energy during this trying time. NextGen Energy exists to fulfill these desires. We forayed into the renewable energy industry to provide affordable, clean, and sustainable energy for homes and businesses. The highlight for us is affordable. It has to be affordable. It has to also be clean. And it has to be sustainable as well.
He assured that NextGen Energy will complement national and global efforts towards clean and sustainable energy and urged the FG and state government to invest more in renewable energy solutions to run the economy.
I therefore urge the government to show more commitment to achieving economic growth alongside environmental sustainability. The growth has to be sustainable. The way out is to invest more in renewable energy solutions to run the economy.
A user of solar energy and the project manager, Cassava and Maize Value Chain Project (IITA), Dr. Godwin Atsa, described solar energy as cheaper and urged the Oyo State government to tap into solar energy.
To see how Nigerians can have better life. I don't need to wake up at night and change the power source. Once I sleep, and if light goes, that's the PSCM power goes, it switches automatically to solar, and I'm on solar. I wake up in the morning, I have my light on, everything is on.
At the commissioning of the edifice, the wife of the CEO, Mrs. Ezene Ibe, said the hub was born out of the desire to solve the energy challenge and contribute to societal development.
Today, because of a challenge we solved for ourselves, and then one person after the other asked how they could solve the same problem for themselves. And that is why we are here today.
In his words, the Ondo State Deputy Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa said NextGen is a great idea and innovation, and it will bring so much benefit to humanity.
Talking about clean and affordable energy. What you have done today is, for every product that we see on the shelf or in the marketplace on the street, they're actually there to meet a need. All products is to meet a need. You can say, providing solution to problems.
Highlights of the event included the official commissioning and unveiling of the plaque at NextGen Hub, developing scalable business model that are critical in solving energy infrastructure deficit in Nigeria is the vision. Anu Akomolafe, IATV News.
As Ibadan Land prepares for the coronation of the 42nd Olubadan of Ibadan Land, Leko Balogun, Impact Business Radio News went round the town and Ali Iwo's compound to observe the preparation for the coronation ceremony. Taiwo Olarowaje completes the report.
As Ibadan Land prepares for the coronation of the 42nd Olubadan of Ibadan Land, Leko Balogun, Impact Business Radio News crew went round the town and the Aliwo's compound to observe the preparation for the coronation ceremony. In his remarks, the Mogaji of Ile Ano compound, Bere, Chief Olukunle Akonu, said everything has been put in place for the coronation. He assured the people of Ibadan Land that the Olubadan designate will ensure infrastructural development and many more.
Myself and the other members of the family, this is the head of the family, we are ready for a very wonderful event. It's a wonderful feeling because of the exposure of the new king. Our expectation is that this town will move forward the more. The new king is exposed, is educated, and he will be able to handle things in a normal way. That's our expectation to the progress of Ibadan Land in general.
Also speaking, a son of Ali Iwo compound, Prince Monsiru Bello, said everything is going smoothly. He affirmed that the Olubadan designate will bring development to Ibadan Land and more.
As you can see, everywhere is going smoothly. The old, the young, the mothers, the fathers, even the children are all in happy mood, as you can see. So in fact, I must tell you, everywhere is full of so many people that have left the environment for a while. So everybody is back home to celebrate. So the coronation is going to be fantastic. So people are trooping in from US, from UK, Canada, Brazil, and what have you. So the old Ali Iwo sons and daughters are already on ground, celebrating the motto. So the Olubadan we just have is a loaded man, a technocrat to the core, a politician, a business mogul. Mentioned any sector you find the Olubadan there. So he's going to use his experience to transform your state, especially Ibadan, into a state that will be characterized with development, transformation, positive ones I mean. So in terms of businesses market-wise, the whole Ibadan is going to enjoy him because he's going to transform those situations to a better Ibadan, thus making everybody having access to meaningful, resourceful, and in fact, productive environment.
Also speaking, Prince Balogun Bayonle, who is also a son of Ali Iwo, said friends and families have arrived from far and near for the ceremony. Bayonle added that the Olubadan designate is a man of intellectual capacity and he will make a good Oba.
For the coronation tomorrow, all the families, they have been arrived from different parts of Nigeria Even after Nigeria, I mean abroad, all of us we are arrived since yesterday. Some of us is on the way to Ibadan for the coronation, and I pray that by God's grace we do it in the name of Almighty Allah, and by God's grace we will perform. I know and I am proud of it that Ibadan will see the change.
Taiwo Olarinwaju, IATV News.
A Member of the House of Representatives Olufemi Adebanjo has protested against the wearing of face masks in the chamber, saying it has adverse health implications. Moving the motion today, the lawmaker representing Alimosho Federal Constituency in Lagos State raised the point of order concerning privilege to say that members no longer obey the COVID-19 protocols. He therefore urged the House to suspend the wearing of masks in the chamber. According to Adebanjo, the COVID-19 pandemic is over. However, the Deputy Speaker of the House rejected the motion, saying the lawmakers are bound to obey safety protocols imposed by the federal government and the Nigerian Center for Disease Control Act. The Senate has rejected a bill by President Buhari seeking the amendment of Section 84 of the Electoral Act. The section prevents political office holders from contesting for election from the party primary level without resigning. The bill heard yesterday killed the first reading despite a court order barring the Senate from acting on it. The request was, however, rejected today after Senator Yahaya Abdullahi made the lead debate for the second reading of the bill.
Favor that this bill be now read a second time. Say aye. Those against say nay. No, I'm not putting the question again because I put the question, there was an aye and there were nays. And I said the nays had it. So that leader of the Senate, the fact that the court said the National Assembly should not tamper with law, the Electoral Act 2022, as amended, except through due process, does not mean that the National Assembly cannot consider the bill. So I think we are not breaching any law. In fact, we are trying to promote democracy by doing this. Because to do otherwise, one day someone will go to court and say that the Senate or the National Assembly should not sit. So I want to please appeal to all of us that we are on the right course, and my ruling remains that we are going ahead to consider the proposal, the request, which the leader of the Senate is leading the debate. And at the end of the debate, we are going to vote. And the vote decides the fate of the bill. And I'm sure all of us know that whatever we'll do here is to protect this, the democracy and the sanctity of this chamber. I have nothing personal.
Yesterday, this point of order was raised, and you ruled that we should go ahead and treat this amendment. Mr. President, already the parties involved have decided to go for appeal. I'm of the opinion, Mr. President, the right thing to do is to allow the appeal to go so that the court order can be set aside. Then we can come in and treat this bill. Doing so obviously will mean that we are disrespecting that order. And this is an institution of the Senate, the symbol of Nigeria's lawmaking body. We should not be seen to be disobeying the court order, no matter how bad that court order is. No matter how bad that court order is, we should respect it. Yeah. So I'm of the opinion that we should stop treating this bill pending the time the court has set aside that order. And I believe I'm speaking the opinion of my colleagues here.
The Federal Executive Council has banned foreign agents from purchasing agricultural commodities at farm gates across the country. Speaking with newsmen after the Federal Executive Council meeting, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Niyi Adebayo, said the approval becomes necessary if the federal government to establish an appropriate mechanism which will protect local farmers in achieving the right places and right prices for their goods and commodities. Also speaking, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Patami, said the Council also approved the introduction of another layer of quality assurance certificate in government digital services.
So many federal public institutions have been complying with this, and the report is very commendable. And we presented the report before the Federal Executive Council today. The report covers 1st of January 2021 to 31st December 2021. This is the copy of the report, IT Project Clearance Performance Report for Government Digital Services 2021. This report captures all the IT projects in the country, particularly towards our government digital services for the whole year. In that report, it is clearly mentioned that 282 major projects were submitted for clearance. Out of this number, 258 were cleared and 24 were rejected. And the total amount submitted seeking for permission to implement the project was 213 billion naira, over 213 billion by many federal public institutions. Out of this, NIDA cleared around 154 billion naira.
The Lagos State Inter-Party Advisory Council has urged the state governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to install closed-circuit television cameras in strategic places to improve security in the state. Speaking with newsmen today, the chairman of the council, Olusegun Mobolaji, expressed concern over the murder of Oluwabamishi Ayowole, who got missing after boarding a bus rapid transit vehicle and was found dead days later. Mobolaji said it has become imperative for the state government to invest more in surveillance and security cameras in strategic locations. According to him, since the primary responsibility of the state government is the security and welfare of the citizens, no amount should be too much to spend on issues bordering on security. Mobolaji prayed God to give the deceased family and loved ones the fortitude to bear the loss. He advised the state government to intensify more effort in protecting the citizens. Now, the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum, Rotimi Akeredolu, has expressed support for the leadership of the Mai Mala Buni-led Caretaker Convention Planning Committee of the All Progressives Congress, adding that the happenings within the party is a huge embarrassment. Akeredolu said Buni has done enough to supplant the will of President Buhari. Meanwhile, the interim caretaker chairman of the party, Abubakar Sani Bello, has reduced the number of subcommittee members to a workable size. Bello said the move becomes necessary to ensure a hitch-free national convention. He also added that the date for the forthcoming convention remains valid. All right, we bring you details of that report in our subsequent bulletin. A civil rights advocacy group, the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, says the scarcity of fuel being experienced across the country is a tactical way of making Nigerians accept an increase in fuel price. At a statement today, the national coordinator of the group, Emmanuel Nwobiko, decried that fuel crisis caused by the importation of dirty petrol has not abated despite the monopoly of the state-owned Nigerian National Petroleum Company. Nwobiko quoted the federal government as saying that a planned petrol subsidy removal will kick off by June this year. He added that it is unfortunate that despite the month-long queues and scarcity, NNPC officials under whose watch the scandal happened are grandstanding and purporting to be solving the problem they created. The group therefore called on President Buhari to ensure a more transparent and effective government. The Director General and Chief Executive of the Industrial Training Fund, Joseph Ari, has called for collaboration between the public and private sectors to ensure availability of manpower with appropriate technical and vocational skills. Joseph Ari made the call during a World Press Conference on the Industrial Training Fund NECA Technical Skills Project in Abuja. He noted that there is need for investment on skills acquisition as a veritable alternative to bring the problem in the country to manageable levels. The Director General also noted that the Technical and Vocational Education Training Project, which is a joint initiative of the two agencies, has achieved significant milestones despite the numerous financial and socio-cultural challenges since its inception. He, however, stated that with stronger support from critical stakeholders, the project can potentially become an antidote to the socio-economic challenges currently facing the country.
In our dear country, Nigeria, which has one of the fastest growing populations, the problems of unemployment and poverty have assumed the form of rising criminality and other social vices that are witnessed across the country on a daily basis. But unlike other countries, several surveys have revealed that rather than the absence of jobs, it has more to do with the absence of technical skills, coupled with skills mismatch that has led to a situation that even where vacancies exist, there are arguably no qualified Nigerians to man them. And this is a very sad commentary, that in areas where the jobs are available, you don't have Nigerians with the requisite skills and technical know-how to handle them. It was with a view to resolving these that the Industrial Training Fund, ITF, and the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, NECA, gave birth to the Technical Skills Development Project, TSDP, which is a joint initiative of the two agencies. Its overarching objective is to promote the availability of manpower with appropriate technical and vocational skills to meet the identified needs of the industry and of our dear country. While these challenges have limited the potential of the TSDP project, we firmly believe that with stronger support from all critical stakeholders, including all of you gathered here this morning, the members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm in particular, more can be achieved. With greater support, the project can potentially become a major antidote to unemployment, youth restiveness, low disposable income, skill shortages and mismatch, and other socio-economic challenges currently faced by our dear country, Nigeria.
The Defense Headquarters has affirmed the neutralization of 2 of the notorious armed bandits during a shootout with troops of Operation Wild Stroke in Benue State. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Bernard Oyoko, gave the information during the bi-weekly briefing to update the general populace of the Armed Forces of Nigeria and other security agencies' operational engagement against security challenges across the country, covered from the 24th of February to 10th of March in Abuja. He noted that the troops raided the hideout of the notorious armed bandit at Sejundo in Mabemena Council Ward in Ukom local government area of the state. He added that the duo has been on the wanted list for unleashing mayhem on Zaki Biam and his environs in the past.
Now we look at Operation Hardin Kai. Troops of Operation Hardin Kai within the last 2 weeks sustained their aggressive push by conducting clearance operations in the fight against Boko Haram terrorists and Islamic State of West African province terrorists and other criminal elements within the theater of operation. The troops' effort yielded significant results in some locations within their own theater of operation, such as Mandara Mountains, Kwatara Hill, Fadagwe Village in Woza local government area, the Timbuktu Triangle, Bok Village in Damboa local government area, Hawul Village and Malam Faturi local government area. Notably, own troops during robust clearance operation engaged Islamic State West African terrorists at the Mandara Mountains. Other areas include Afremo in Warri Southwest, Abo in Uduluku government area of Delta State, Okohia community in Ukwa West local government area of Abia State. Within the same period, on a cumulative note, troops discovered and destroyed illegal refining sites, about 30 in number, 29 cooking ovens, 9 receivers, 12 coolants, 73 storage metal tanks, 248 polythene bags containing illegally refined oil, 16 boilers, 14 wooden boats, 12 dugout pits, 2 speedboats, 4 trucks, 1 bus, 44 drums of automotive gas oil, 3 outboard engines, 1 Beretta pistol, 3 locally made pistols, 8 explosive devices, and evacuated about 57 galvanized pipes and arrested 25 economic saboteurs.
The Nigerian Red Cross has announced that no fewer than 800 vulnerable and less privileged persons in Zamfara State will benefit from its program financial support. The program has targeted beneficiaries from 3 local government areas of the state. Flagging up the activities in Gusau, the state's team leader of the group, Comrade Ibrahim Bello, said the categories of people who are to benefit from the gesture were the poor and most vulnerable, such as elderly persons, people with disabilities, pregnant and lactating mothers, orphans, widows, and internally displaced persons. He noted that 700 out of the figure will not be given 30,000, will also be given 30,500 naira each for the period of 3 months, while the remaining 100 beneficiaries who are pregnant and lactating mothers will benefit from 10,000 naira each for the period of 10 months. According to him, the gesture is aimed at alleviating the hardship faced by beneficiaries as a result of banditry activities in the states.
We are here as part of the program. You know, Zamfara is facing a lot of security challenges, ranging from armed banditry, kidnapping, and the rest. So many people can no longer go to their farms and cultivate their farms. There are a lot of increase in hunger, poverty, and rest. So because of that, Nigerian Red Cross Society secured a funding through the International Federation of Red Cross to support our community so that they will alleviate their suffering. About 800 households, that is communities, will benefit from this intervention. We call it a hunger crisis.
Na gode Allah shi kara muku sutura, Allah shi buɗe, Allah ya tsare ku da tsaro ne. Na gode Allah shi biya.
Allah ya taimake su ya take mu. Allah ya taimake su ya taimake mu. Dan girman zati. Dan girman zati.
Mama menene sunanki?
Residents of Araromi Ajegule community in Shagamu area of Ogun State have cried out to the governor of the state, Dapo Abiodun, and the State House of Assembly to save them from the alleged forceful takeover of their land by a Chinese company. The aggrieved residents who chanted solidarity songs marched to the construction site of the Chinese company carrying placards with various inscriptions and pleaded with the governor to intervene before the issue degenerate into crisis. They alleged that immediate past administration had in 2013, under the guise of using the land to build a trailer park, acquired their land but instead sold it to the Chinese company without giving them any compensation. The community leader Amos Adesanya, who spoke on behalf of the protesters, alleged that no fewer than 500 structures have been demolished by the Chinese and the land taken over without compensation paid to the owners.
We don't agree, oh, we don't agree. Silence people, we don't agree, we don't agree. Chinese people, we no go green. We no go green, oh, go green. We no go green, oh, we no go green. Chinese people, we no go green. We no go green.
No, that's my WhatsApp. Okay, let me give you my own WhatsApp. Grabbing our property, our land. That is why we are here. And you said we should be able to sit down and talk. We have his deputy, we have it. So we have any kind of leaders you want. All you need, just let us know.
We no go green, oh, we no go green. Chinese people go green. Chinese people, we no go green. We no go green. Chinese people.
Second phase, more than half of our community land property here. Courtesy, all this legalism and power to we really don't understand. We want Ogun State and the Nigeria government to please help us because we don't know where to go now. If they want to relocate us, we really want to know what is going on here. We cannot be seeing strangers every day taking up our land, our inherited land. So that is why we are here. But our appeal is that they should stop all these unhuman activities here. We really don't understand.
This is not the first time. This thing has started since 2013. They demolished all the shops here and the houses. All these new shops that we are seeing, we are just building them back. We don't know what is happening without even seeing nothing that they want to do. They did not do anything, but they demolished all the shops. They demolished me, like me. I have three plots of land here, and there is a building on it. Today, on Sunday of this month, next Sunday will be 4 weeks that they come to demolish it. I even came to the Chinese. I wanted to fight him, but he paid me. He said I should that I should go to Lance. That if I reach Lance, he gave me his number. He said if I reach Lance, I should call him, that they are going to say to me. I said, why don't you come before you demolish the house? He now paid me. Even the soldiers that follow him paid me because I wanted to fight him that day. But after begging, I now released myself. So what I want to say is that this community has been existing for the past 100 years ago. This is where they born my grandfather, my father. This is where I born all my children. This is where everybody is training their children. This is where we are feeding both ourselves and our children. What is it? What do we do? We are asking the Ogun State government, starting from Amosu, what do we do here? What is our offense? Let them tell us. Let them tell us our offense. If we know our offense, we will beg him. Tell him to leave us alone. Tell him to leave us alone. This is the first community that is existing in this express.
If the trailer park in the route of government, if they could, we call this place for school or for trailer or anything, they must be using it for the thing that they are collected for. But now they are collecting they collect our land with stealing by trick that they want to use it for trailer park and sell it to Chinese.
Meanwhile, stakeholders have called for synergy between the Ogun State government and security agencies in ensuring that increasing rates of crime and criminality is reduced to the barest minimum in the state. They made the call during a security summit organized by the Ogun State Police Community Relations Committee and the state chapter of the National Youth Council of Nigeria. Participants who were drawn from different parts of the society, religious groups and artisans, among others, also shared their views on how to reduce criminality in the states.
Economic activities to try. We shall continue
to police the state with utmost sense of responsibility, regards to rule of law, and above all, with fear of God. We are only calling on the public too to reciprocate, or I would say, to partner with us in this journey.
Let's all of us bury our shame and accept responsibility. Let the herbalists, the pastors, the prophets and imams stop deceiving these young ones about shortcuts to wealth. Let's reduce prosperity propagation and concentrate on preaching hard work, dedication, patriotism and resilience. Let's mentor positively and reduce ostentatious living and flauntering of ill-gotten wealth. Let's stop engaging youths in thuggery and violence for economic and selfish political gains. Tomorrow is here with us, and the omen is not looking good at all. We must not lose our tomorrow on the platter of today's convenience.
We'll go in a short break now. News Run returns shortly. To stay with us.